Laura got her Facebook back. Yay! And Steven is still acting like a narcissistic asshole on Facebook. Yay! And we're gonna talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? It is not only Journey, I also have girlfriend. This time with shorter hair.
I cut all my hair off.
She looks so good.
It's not in a ponytail.
It's all gone.
I love it.
Yay. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, or whatever time it is for you guys right now. Today, we are going to be talking about how Laura got her Facebook back, is still working towards hopefully getting her videos back, and Steven being Steven. What's new with that? So Laura did get her Facebook back with 14 million followers. However, there were people noting that depending on what countries they were in, they couldn't see it, which makes quite a few people think that Steven may have messed with the location settings or whatever. After deactivating Laura's Facebook, Steven posted a video with the caption, "Some of you are needed." That sounds a bit pessimistic, but okay. Clearly on substances, man. You should get some rehab. Some of us are needed. What the fuck does that mean? You know what's not needed, Steven? Amphetamines. And you know what's also not needed? Shooting up on your Patreon. Yeah, some people were like, oh, but Steven should go see his kids. Oh, but Steven should have his kids over for sleepovers. That man is getting high under a paywall, which isn't, I mean, that is probably part of why it's deplorable, but publicly sharing his substance abuse from behind a paywall, but publicly sharing it nonetheless. Ah, yes, give me $15 a month to watch me do the drug. Then he decides to post a barrage of Notes app things. Yeah, I don't know what is up with this man and just typing in notes and then screenshotting it over and over and over again. Bro, if you want to do a notes screenshot, maybe just do it all in one go instead of taking multiple screenshots and not editing them. Also, charge your fucking phone. He says, "My ex was always so happy." Christ, man, that's a bit aggressive, but okay. He then posts this quote, which I think every smart person or every narcissistic person masking being smart has said. According to Charles Borowski, sadness is caused by intelligence. The more you understand certain things, the more you wish you didn't understand them. Now listen, bro, yes, I get depressed simply by knowing things, but being on drugs and thinking your son is telepathically communicating with you and that you're a father to a whole movement, that doesn't scream top-tier intelligence to me. I don't think NASA is gonna be sending any offers your way. I think they've got other minds they're on the lookout for. He then, in the same post, posts this little screenshot of a screenshot from his Notes app. Okay, it's a poem. Authority, a system of power, like the one they used to take them away from you. This man needs mental help. I'm watching a man spiral, and I mean, this doesn't make me feel good about myself. But at the same time, this shit needs to be talked about because what Steven is doing is dangerous. He is sabotaging his own kids. And we'll go into Laura's podcast on it that she uploaded on her YouTube channel, but it's in spite of Laura. He doesn't care that he's hurting his kids. He's doing all of this to spite Laura, in spite of Laura. He doesn't care about his family. What he cares about is his control. He then posts a text conversation he had with somebody and says, "What scared person films making a false police report Someone who's very comfortable doing it 10 plus times once because I was on the phone when she was sick. Who jokes about this with kids in the house? A pathological liar. By now, she knows who's deleted her account. And what were the police findings? All you say, I'm going to jail. I would be if I'd done any of this. Think. Don't follow the bots. Think for yourself. Okay, Stephen, who else has the motive? So the conversation is between an individual who looks to be a woman and Stephen. I've seen your Patreon. You have proof. Can't wait to see it. Stephen said, it's such a small thing, but absolutely proves the manipulation beyond any doubt. Her video was super weird to me. It didn't seem to have any scared emotions at all. Yes, it fucking did. Okay, if you see that woman between, when she opens up about it at first and then after the meditation she does, you can see the visible difference that she is calmer, she is more relaxed, she is still, a little put off by all of this, but she is much more relaxed. Just acted stone cold and joking about making police reports. She even got a sticker. Like, seriously? That was probably for your son or your daughter, honestly, and she took it for herself. Police, give those kids to Stephen. Police do not give those kids to Stephen. Do not trust those kids with Stephen. Thank you. She got a sticker for what? She was asking her mom, hey mom, like my sticker? Yeah, you like it? And zoomed in on an LAPD police sticker. Those gold shiny ones they give kids. They're not acting scared because they're not. It's all a fucking huge game to them. Did my kids see this? Now kids, when these kinds of scenarios are happening, where one person can't see what another person is posting and they have somebody go over and look for them, that is called flying monkeys. Narcissistic people employ these people to try and keep control. I did not see them in the videos involving police. Yeah, that sticker video definitely didn't sound like she was scared at all. It's called making a joke out of the situation. Have you ever experienced anything traumatic? Do you think you're crying 24/7 after experiencing something traumatic? No. There is a thing called shock, disbelief. Crazy concept, I know. I'm so sorry that this random lady can't understand it. Oh yeah. Okay, well, they didn't come to me, so they must think there's no case. Stephen, my man, it takes days for the police to get these warrants to do this shit. Okay, they have to contact Facebook and YouTube. They have to see where the IP address came from. They have to do all that tracking. That's going to take a couple days. That may even take up to a week or two. If it was you, they're going to be coming to your house if that was your IP address. She also made a comment on her TikTok saying, I hope her doesn't harm or unalive us. Her? Stephen, you're English. You're supposed to see typos that Americans make. You're supposed to know all typos that Americans make. You are supposed to be the all-knowing one here, Stephen. Stephen deleted the message because he realized that in fact he can read all American typos. Yes. Laura said this on TikTok comments on her page. She's out of her mind. She's probably high or drunk. Oh. I smell some projecting here, Stephen. Do you smell it? Smells like burnt popcorn. Clean out your fucking microwave. I shouldn't be really telling you this stuff because of the restraining order, but it's such a wild thing to say, and it's clear that this woman is simping for Stephen. Wow, okay. You ladies really want somebody who is publicly shooting up? Who has 2 kids, who has been confirmed to be physically violent, You want that's your man? You want that man. Okay, go get that man. Go get your man. Okay, you take that man and you take him to rehab, because I know for a fact you ladies aren't going to be able to stand that either, and you're going to be crying like, OMG, I didn't know that he was so bad. And Laura and everybody else is going to be like, wow, you didn't? Huh, wow, couldn't have imagined that going bad for you. I don't understand why women publicly simp for these psychos. And one lady even commented on one of Steven's posts and said, well, you know, Ted Bundy had a fan base, so. And Steven, because he's getting his narcissistic supply, he says, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, you appreciate that somebody is violating a restraining order for you. They're getting information and cyber stalking your ex simply because, oh, you can't see your kids because you're a drug addict. Not making fun of drug addicts here, guys, but like this man has, again, publicly been using as if people won't send that to Laura. People won't use that and say, hey, this man should not be allowed for his kids to stay overnight at his home. Of course, I don't like how you've been demonetized. He's spouting out cult shit on his Facebook. No wonder why the man's been demonetized. He's saying, oh, well, only some people are needed. And also talking about substance use. And you know, on YouTube, inciting harassment is against TOS. Technically on Facebook, inciting harassment is against TOS. This man has been inciting harassment against his ex since he's realized he can't control her. He's been doing this since the separation, on and off. So yes, this man deserves to be demonetized. They're fucking sick. Treating this like a big joke. Ugh, it makes me so angry. Maybe I use this if I need to. She threatened to call the police on me for being on the phone once. What is this whole she threatened to call the police on me for being on the phone once? Oh, you poor little victim. Oh, you poor sad baby. Do you want to talk about how you got arrested for physical assault? Now, Steven writes this caption in this menagerie of text messages. I think he posted it on his TikTok, and he ended up writing a caption. Okay. He said, the coldest family I've ever met in my life. You're British, man. I'm pretty sure you've met some colder ones. Also used to love telling me that 52 was a great year for people to off themselves over and over again because Laura convinced her mom to do something awful to her uncle that he took his own life. And the way they told me that story will live with me forever. Dead shark eyes. No emotion. Like they were glad he was gone because he wasn't sober and didn't have a girlfriend. No context for that. Okay. Just no context at all there. Listen, this is from me seeing Laura and her mom on Facebook throughout the years. I'm a pretty good judge of character. Online, it's hard, I'll give you that. But I think there are very few people who would do this shit. And I don't think Laura is one of them. Maybe I'm wrong, but Laura has always given me a good vibe, and in all honesty, you can't really trust someone when they are a public user. They have cheated on their spouse. They have constantly lied online. They've been caught in lies online. This is concerning, obviously, but I don't trust much of what comes out of Steven's fingers or mouth. Typing. That's how I mean fingers, guys. Steven then posted the same day as he posted the other posts I've been talking about. There sure were a lot of idiots yapping about how I was going to jail yesterday. If I had done any of this deleting, I would be for breaking a restraining order. Why no evidence being waved around today? And why am I enjoying my day unbothered by any of this? Clearly you're somewhat bothered if you're willing to spam about 5 to 7 Facebook posts about this. And you're talking to people on Patreon about it. Stephen then posted again that day, screenshotting one, the status I just read, and another thing. People are starting to see it. The cold, emotionless shark eyes. It freaked me out from day one. Then why were you together for 15 years? Why did you have 2 children together, Stephen? If this was a red flag, if her eyeballs were a red flag, why didn't you just walk away?
Dad, Stephen.
Stepford wives. Wow, you've actually seen that? But happy Uncle Don was dead. Laura instructed her mom to do something so awful to that poor guy. He offed himself. No sadness relaying this story to me. And quote, end quote, and if you're gonna do it, I mean 52 seems to be the age. Do you know how many times I've heard that shit? Also regularly laughing at Laura's best friends, and then tags her best friend's girlfriend for getting gang essayed. Again, doesn't seem like Laura. Laura could not stop laughing at all at that. It was a fucking family joke. That should have sent me running. It didn't. I'll be more careful next time. I feel so sorry for the new boyfriend now who she's constantly told me she doesn't respect because he doesn't make any money. You mean glasses? That she's been covering his face, but you can still see his glasses? Glasses seems fine, Stephen. And you may ask, well, those were 2 interesting screenshots, you know, that and his status from earlier. What was the caption, Journey? Could it have been, you know, something about Laura? Or something about this whole situation? Well, I don't know. But the caption read, Chapter 1 of my audiobook just dropped on my Patreon. There's 3 chapters up now. People are loving it, and I'm very, very happy. Link here. Okay. Is the book about Laura? What's going on here? I don't know. I don't know. Also, I do want to add, I saw a skit earlier today from like Laura and Stephen when she had just had their first child. Holy fuck, Stephen is unrecognizable. And it's not in a good way. Stephen did post a video, here's a screenshot, where he looks kind of like a diva, if I may so say myself. And he said, unexpected things. Okay. He just said, unexpectedly, that he was having a joyous fucking day. It was a great day, okay? Best of all days, in fact, I suppose, apparently. But he just said it was a great day. He was feeling so happy, so admired, so wonderful. Good for you, Stephen. Good for you.
This man is a mystery.
He is. And then Stephen posted a few hours later, and this was yesterday, and said, why am I still completely unbothered by the police after all of this? With 4 full screen Notes app screenshots. I have cropped them for your consideration. You're welcome. If the account was deleted, show the receipts, bunch of dots. The stuff you can get away with if you have a big PR team. You poor thing. And no morals about wasting police time. He's been really stuck on the fact that apparently Laura wasted police time. He's been really stuck on this. Not stuck on the whole, like, as of late, not stuck on the, oh, she got shit deleted, or, you know, I can't see my kids. He is so stuck on her allegedly wasting police time. Part of the receipt, Stephen, is that somehow all of the YouTube videos on her channel that were deleted did not include you. But all of the ones that included you were left up there. This person called the police on me for being on your phone when I'm sick. So, okay. He then posted to his story with the lovely rainbow backgrounds, because if you're gonna be a narcissist, you may as well add a little Pride Month sparkle to it.
Sorry.
Super Karen, professional waster of police time. Again, I told you, he's obsessed with that. Professional maker of false allegations when the Google trend or social blade goes down. Steven then posted a video how this is wild. It's easy to tell who deleted it. Yes, IP addresses. Even if it wasn't you, it is still very strange that all of the videos deleted were just videos that didn't include you. And all of the videos that were saved pretty much included you. And you wonder why you're a suspect. Oh, you sweet summer child. Okay, for now we're done with Steven. Thank God. Thank God. I don't know how much more I could take of that. Did you know that I used to find this man extremely attractive? Now I wish to be run over by a tractor. So Laura posts a video on her YouTube channel, and if you go and see it, it looks to be the only video posted in the past 4 years. We know why that is. So it's her podcast, and she starts her podcast off by talking about what's been going on for the past little while. She's still in shock. She had woken up to 10 missed calls from her producer. So she thinks, what the fuck is my producer up to that she's calling me 10 times in the morning? So she calls her back, and her producer gives her the news. 4.5 years worth of Laura's work is gone. And her producer says it's either Steven or it's Iran. While she's being told this, she's checking her Facebook and she's seeing horrible things posted as her. And then her Facebook account is deactivated. And she talks about how specifically this is horrible to do to the mother of his children. She goes on to say that this is mistreating regardless. And that's true. She is sad for herself, but she's also sad for him. She didn't think that he would go on to do something like this. And it makes her think, what else is he capable of? And I believe that that is a necessary second thought after, calming down from all of the shock of what has happened. What else is he capable of? But as we learn later on, Steven warned Laura about this. Somewhat. Her friend Jack calls, and I don't know who Jack is, but Jack is a vibe. And Jack says, you need a lawyer. This is what Steven meant by his nuclear option. Laura, don't you think so? And Laura agrees. Laura tells Jack she doesn't understand that if he wants to see his kids again and wants them to live with him some days, why would he do this to their sole provider? And Jack says what I was thinking, in spite of you. She never posted anything about her relationships or any of that because she didn't want Steven to react like this. And she thinks for a moment, you know what, I can do this. I have moved on from him. It has been years since we separated. He should be able to be an adult about this. And she posted the photos of her at that wedding. Well, unfortunately, as we all know, Steven could not handle that because I don't think Steven can really handle anything outside of his poisons of choice. Laura just wants to be happy. Jack reminds her girl lawyer up. This is a multi-million-dollar impacting crime. Get a lawyer, girl. I agree with Jack. Jack is good. She ends the call with Jack. At this point, this was before her Facebook was recovered, and she had faith that they would be recovered. As of now, they're still working on the YouTube videos, but they're hoping that it's a possibility to recover them. But the only thing that matters to her is that she and her kids are healthy and that she can continue to protect them. She doesn't even care if she loses everything or they have to sell the house. All she wants to do is take care of her children. Then she goes into how he's shooting up on their Patreon, which is why, well, at least part of why she's so worried. She doesn't know who this man is anymore. She married him and now he is totally unrecognizable to her. And I don't care what anybody else says about this, it is clear that she still cares about and has love for Steven, despite the fact that Steven has been depersonifying her for years now. He has been making her the opponent, making her the villain in his story, and he doesn't want to change any of that. She talks about wanting a new life for him, and she is confused as to why he wouldn't want that for her. But she also noted that separating from him made the mistreatment worse. He even caught an assault charge, but even after that, she forgave him and still tried to co-parent with him the best she could. Like a lot of narcissists and mistreaters in relationships, he said he would change and do better. He didn't. He said he'd do whatever he could to be better for Laura and his children, and no, he didn't do that. It was a pattern. He'd be good for a few weeks, continue, be good for a few weeks after a talk, continue, so on and so forth. Like a lot of victims of narcissistic mistreatment in relationships, she held on to the good stuff, hoping that eventually that good stuff would stay longer. She even tried having a co-parenting podcast with him, wanting to teach other people about co-parenting, become friends with Steven again, and co-parent happily together. Be able to have a good relationship while they care for their children. Then he got back on the substances. I did actually record this little bit from her podcast with Steven. And Editor Journey, you read off the caption because I forgot to send it to myself on my iPad, so you can do it. Thank you. Laura states that she herself is a recovering addict. If she was on drugs, if she was drinking, there is no way in hell she would be able to raise their children, and she knows that. She knows that addictive personality can lose control extremely quickly. So knowing that, and knowing that Steven has the same addictive personality, she started setting boundaries. She wouldn't work with Steven professionally, and he couldn't have the kids stay overnight if he was still doing substances. He could still see the kids. They live down the street from each other. They could go see their dad. They could go hang out with their dad when he's sober. But they couldn't stay the night. And I don't know, me personally, that is a realistic ask, I would think. Well, after that, he began harassing her, throwing mistreatment at her, and genuinely she was afraid that he would catch another assault charge. He was getting much more unstable in person and online, and so she got a restraining order for her and her kids. She talks about how much love she put into these skits, how much effort and care she put into her over a decade on Facebook, building the follower base that she has, and he just tossed it all, tossed her hard work, her art form, out the window with no regard of how it would affect their children. Deleted videos one by one on her YouTube channel, painstakingly. For some reason, he didn't touch the shorts. I am glad he didn't. But one by one, deleting every single video she's had on there for the past 4.5 years, up even before they were separated, but keeps all of the ones he was in. And what does she think of him as he looks at her and sees a vindictive harpy who is keeping him away from their children, and apparently she has shark eyes. I just think her eyes are nice, but okay, Steven, insult her eyes like you insult everything else about her. The only thing she sees is someone who is sick and is trying to hurt her, but he's losing control and he can't stand that. And you know what she finds? She finds it sad. She's sad for him because she still cares about that man. No matter how much mistreatment he hurls at her, no matter how much harassment he incites against her, she just looks at him and says, I'm sad for you. Laura talks about all of the laws he's broken and everything he has done to her. I am not going to rehash that here. I am just going to tell you guys to go watch her video. I will be linking it in the description. She says she isn't going to hold on to this. She's going to do a resentment inventory, which I think is cool. I've never heard of that before. I think I need to do about 12. She's not going to hold any resentment over Steven with this. She is going to move on. She is going to forgive Steven, and she is still going to hold love for Steven and hoping that he wants to get better one day. But she wants to forgive him and have love for him while understanding that there needs to be consequences for these actions. She wants justice and what is fair, and she wants what is right for everyone. But keep in mind, y'all, while he hacked her YouTube and Facebook, he did not hack her Patreon. And guess what? She has a book club on there. I have always wanted to join a book club. I can't afford it right now, but I may do that at one point and do the book club. But you guys should go join your book club. I think books are cool. Do you guys think books are cool? You guys should go join a book club.
You never get distracted.
Laura called the police and has also been getting a lot of messages from her supporters, really worried for her and the kids. They're recognizing that Steven is not a safe person to be around right now. Steven needs help, and he doesn't want it, and that's really sad. And they have a right to be concerned for her safety. With Steven's record, I would never blame her for being afraid for her safety, afraid for her life. We're going to be talking about that a little later because Laura did share a very interesting video to her stories, and I thought it was really cool. So she tries to end the podcast at 22 minutes and then realizes she is contractually obligated to have it go over 30 minutes. So we do a meditation with sound bowls, and it's fun. But that's not what I want to talk about, though you should go over and do the meditation. It was great. You can just tell. She says she needed that, and yes, I can see that, but you can tell how much more relaxed she is, how much more open she is with the world after meditating, and just how more, calm and relaxed her energy is. And some people are gonna be like, Journey, this hippie bullshit, but I like meditating too. You can just tell that that little meditation was a good pick-me-up. And you can see it in her body language, the way that she presents herself. She is much more relaxed, much more calm, and less scared. Because throughout most of the video, especially at the beginning, okay, she was scared. I could see that in her voice. I could see that in her body language. She was terrified, and she had every right to be. She talks about how her loved ones are in town and she has her support system around her. And I don't have to tell you guys that when it comes to narcissistic relationships, regardless whether or not it's post-separation or you're still in the relationship, having a support system makes all the difference. One more Steven post because, yeah, I forgot to add this one in. He adds some screenshots with the status he had written in this status, and then also had a Snapchat thing with his hand pointing up like that, saying, well, I must say all this attention is very flattering. Okay, narcissist. I just want to say, guys, don't go on Facebook and be giving Steven comments or any of that. Let this man's sad social media career die already. After she posts the video, she starts posting a little more to Facebook once the Facebook is back up. She posts a series of 3 screenshots with 3 different comments on it with the caption of, and so it continues, if you are outside the US, can you let me know? My ex hacked my account and we are still working on recovering everything. It looks like people outside the US still do not have access to my page. Hashtag cybercrime, hashtag post-separation mistreatment. And the comments are from lovely Natalie, who says, did Steven change your permission settings when he was on? Literally no one outside the US can see your Facebook page unless they have a VPN on. Shh. Says, I am in Australia and am still unable to access your Facebook. I think it's the same in the UK. FYI, just in case your settings have been tampered with, stay strong, XX. Cassandra, who has a beautiful face and name, said, Laura, not sure why, but while some followers can see your Facebook page's backup, lots of followers like me, we can't search your page. Something is wonky. I'm wondering if he blocked as many followers of yours as possible on your profile. Which is like, yeah. I had no problem looking up her Facebook page after a while. Actually, it came up by recommendation. I did note that my account had unfollowed her, and I was pretty sure I had been following her. Laura posts her new video to her Facebook and says, I've recovered my Facebook page, but 4.5 years of videos on YouTube are gone. Every sketch, every vlog, every interview, wiped. One by one. Erased by my ex in a malicious attempt to erase me. This is how I provide for our children. This is my art, my voice, and he's trying to destroy it. FYI, before deactivating my Facebook, he went into my old captions and rewrote them to say horrific things. I'm still scrubbing them. He literally tried to make it look like I said awful things about him to make me look evil. But you can't erase the truth. You can't erase me. Hashtag you can't delete me. Hashtag justice will prevail. Hashtag my voice matters. I want to say, as somebody who, had been following Laura before this thing, because I remember seeing her post, I'm pretty sure I was following her prior to this happening. I have never heard her or seen her say one bad thing about Steven on her page. I have seen Steven say dozens, if not hundreds, of horrible things about Laura on his page. Frankly, the only one I could see who was really talking about the separation, the fact he cheated on her, or any of that, I mostly just saw it from Steven. I didn't see much in the facet of explaining their relationship in Laura's social media sphere. I saw it a lot in Steven's, but I did not see it much in Laura's. And if it was, usually they were together, or Steven knew that she was posting this and had said that it was okay. Laura posts this message on her Facebook, responding to people telling her to keep it off social media. Have you tried telling that to Steven at all? Maybe Steven should have started it by keeping it off social media. Maybe he shouldn't have been posting all those things about their relationships. To those telling me to keep this off social media, staying silent protects the mistreater, not the victim. Mistreaters count on our silence to continue their control and manipulation beyond closed doors. That is very fucking true. Speaking out shines a light on the mistreatment, helps keep me and others safe, and breaks the cycle for anyone else going through it. Sharing my story isn't about drama. It's about survival, truth, reclaiming my voice after being violated, silenced, and publicly smeared. I have a restraining order, yet he continues to harass me and has even deleted my platform and work. Silence would be complicity. This is post-separation mistreatment, and it's real. And yeah, on this channel, I think we talk a fair bit. We don't talk a lot about it, but I think we talk a fair bit about mistreatment in relationships. But we also can see, for instance, for those who watch my Amber content, we see how Amber has mistreated Beck and a lot of other partners after the relationship has ended. That is post-separation mistreatment. And we say mistreatment because YouTube is a meanie. Or a baby. Could be both. Yeah. She then reposts a video from Jen Unhinged on TikTok, somebody who is known for looking at different people and wondering, do they have the traits to be a family annihilator? We'll watch that video in a second, but all I want to talk about before we go into it is that she makes a note that he doesn't have, you know, a lot of the super red flashy signs, but ooh, he's making his way up with the red flags there. He is. He's not there yet, but this man is extremely unhinged, and she believes it's not a good idea for Laura and the kids to live so close until he is in inpatient. And frankly, I agree. Here's the video.
So since I did the profile comparing Jax Taylor's behavior to that of a family annihilator, you guys have all commented asking me to do Stephen Hilton. And to be honest, I was not actually tracking any of that situation. So I just did a 2-hour deep dive. And I brought notes. Keep in mind that this is all alleged. And if you want to sue me, you can take my student debt. Enjoy. So I clocked 3 major warning signs that we're witnessing early stage risk of escalating violence: narcissistic collapse post-separation, obsessive retaliation against a female partner, and escalation from digital to real world. Post-separation control and sabotage includes like hacking to her accounts, deleting her monetized content, impersonating her on her account. This is all digital abuse, but it falls under post-separation abuse. And post-separation abuse is one of the top risk factors for someone to become violent. He violated an active restraining order, which according to the Duluth model and the Dash risk assessment is a high predictor of someone who will become violent. The destruction of her livelihood, specifically in that it takes care of his children also, is a huge risk factor. He is targeting her financial independence. He's trying to isolate her, and he's trying to remove her ability to recover from his abuse. He also exhibits delusions of persecution and externalizing blame. He has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, labeled her mentally unstable, framed himself as the victim, and accuses her of manipulation. So all of these fall under classic Darvo, and Darvo is already an abuse sign and a big risk factor when talking about escalating violence, but when it's happening publicly on a public platform, we're looking at a major red flag. He's clearly obsessed with narrative control. He's posted like long aggressive denials. He's accused her of fabricating everything even though she has evidence. We're witnessing a full breakdown from reality. And this is the narcissistic collapse, right? So he doesn't fully meet the profile for a family annihilator, but that does not mean that he could not become one. He is exhibiting a lot of early stage warning signs, and Laura and her children are definitely at risk, especially given the fact that he lives so close to her. I would recommend that she take the children and leave, like far, far away, until he gets inpatient care.
So she talks a lot about isolating Laura. He's trying to do that, trying to take away her ability to recover and financially support their children. She also brings up Darvo, another thing him and Amber have in common. Well, most narcissists have this in common, but I mean, to be honest, he's getting more and more like Amber by the day. I'm surprised he hasn't turned into a 500-pound woman. Just because he does not exhibit all of the traits of being a family annihilator does not mean he couldn't become one. He is showing signs of escalating violence. And I agree with the sentiment that Laura should take the kids and go. Laura posted some photos on her Facebook of her and her mom and how grateful she is to have her mom right now and how she is her rock. And throughout her panic and anxiety and worry and all of that, she is there for her to just hear her. And while everything is totally screwed up, she's really grateful to have her mother by her side. And Laura posted this earlier today with screenshots of reviewing things about bullying and harassment on her page. You may ask, wow, is Stephen inciting harassment, having people mass report? No, these are because of Stephen hacking into her account and the things he edited and said on her account. And as a result of that, Laura now has several strikes on her Facebook and is now at risk of being demonetized because of what Stephen did. Her livelihood, she is the sole provider for their children. Her livelihood, her ability to keep a roof over her children's heads, to keep food in their mouths, that is in jeopardy because he was angry that she went to a wedding with a guy she seems happy with. Laura says in this caption, well, the saga continues. Yes, I got my Facebook page back, but here's what happened. He hacked into my account, rewrote captions to make me look unhinged, responded to followers with horrific comments as me, posted vile things pretending to be me, and then deactivated the whole thing. By the time I regained access to my page, I had multiple strikes from his activity. And now, it's at risk of being demonetized. My main source of income. How I support our children is in jeopardy. And why? Because I finally said enough. Because I set a boundary. Because I posted about me finally starting to be happy. So no, I will not be quiet. He put this chaos out here and continues to do so every day. I will not stay silent as he violates a restraining order daily, tries to intimidate me, and rewrite the narrative with lie after lie. Silence protects mistreaters. Speaking up protects me, and it protects others. I watched the last episode clip on her Facebook page about the parenting podcast they were going to be doing, and she had this description on it, and we will watch the video, but I just want to read the caption/description first. She says, "I'm done enabling. I'm done trying to save him or convince him of what's best for him and his kids. I'm powerless completely. I'm also done with this co-parenting series because it's not what I wanted it to be. I hoped it would be educational, inspirational, maybe even funny, but it's become dark, anxiety-inducing, and I constantly feel a pit in my stomach. I'm on edge, scared of what tomorrow will bring, and it's not healthy for me or the kids. So this is the last episode. I'm moving on to things that actually feel good. Comedy, motherhood, meaningful conversations that bring, We're gonna watch the video. I'm just gonna give you my description of it here. She talks about how him not being sober anymore is really bad for her and the kids. She says, the kids would be staying over at your house. They could live with you 3-4 days a week, and then you'd have a couple days off to relax and do your music and do the things you want to do. Focus on your career. Get those good night's sleep. But you keep using. So the kids can't stay over with you. The entire time, Steven refuses to look in any direction of Laura's eyes. I mean, it could be that the monitor is somewhere else, but he is slumped over like this and is looking everywhere else. And he's just saying, yeah. Yeah. No, I get, yeah.
So self-destructive, because by you using, you're ensuring that they're not going to live with you. Whereas if you were sober for a long period, they would be able to live with you. And then you would get a few days of a break to be able to write music, sleep through the night.
Yeah.
That's like a perk of your kids living a mile down the road, is that you get great time with them, but then you also get time for yourself and for your art.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be so grim.
Yeah.
But by using, you're saying, well, now they're not going to be living with me, so it's just,
but they don't have to physically be with, because I'm not physically with them. They are growing apart.
But then do everything to be physically with them.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, you can stay sober.
While Laura is talking about how concerned she is for her ex-husband, who she still cares about, but this man doesn't care that she still cares about him. I don't think this man cares about anything, to be honest. Except for his delusions. Starting to get worried that it might start being religious delusions. I mean, he's having spiritual delusions, that's just one more step. At the end of the day, it is extremely disappointing that Steven doesn't seem to want to do better for himself or his family. And all the while Laura is doing her best to get the justice that she deserves, Steven is mocking her, and he is having people harass her. And, like Laura said, it is sad. It's just sad. So, alrighty guys, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I hope everything turns out the way it's supposed to. I hope Laura is able to get justice. I hope Steven is able to get help, because, dude, you should wanna do better for yourself and your kids, man. Stop using ChatGPT as a therapist. Get a real one. Please? Thank you. I'll give you $5 to do it. Or maybe $20. $20 is $20. Would you go to rehab if I gave you $20? Do better for yourself, man. I hate to see people mistreating themselves. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!